Hey everyone, it's Sandra, and I hope you're not sick of Sephora recommendations videos just yet because this is going to be another one. I thought it would be fun and snappy to do it in a top 10 format. So my focus is my top 10 favorite items that I discovered this year that are available at Sephora. I'm also going to be sharing with you what's in my cart. So in no particular order, there have been 2 eyebrow products that I discovered this year that have just rocked my eyebrow world. The first being Anastasia Brow Freeze, and the second being the Kosas Airbrow. I absolutely adore both. If you were to hold me at the edge of the cliff and at gunpoint and ask me to pick between the 2, I would pick the Kosas just because I use this every single day. I've used this every single day since I bought it. The Anastasia I use for when I really want that glam, fluffy brow look. When I have the extra time, when I want to go fuller glam, if I really want to amp up my brows, I use the Anastasia Brow Freeze first. I kind of put my brows in place, then I go in with my brow pen, and then I seal it all in with the Kosas Airbrow. And what I love about the Kosas Airbrow is that it actually tints my brows. And yeah, I've mentioned this a ton in previous videos. I'm sure this will come as no surprise. Again, I use the shade Soft Brown. And yeah, together, I have been the happiest I've ever been with my brows, and it's all thanks to the awesome brow products that I've discovered this year. There are so many amazing brow products on the market. I feel like this really was the year of fluffy laminated brows. So if you have a different eyebrow type, maybe check out the Refi Brow Sculpt, I think that's what it's called. A lot of my friends really love that one. Next up, I have a skincare item, and I think this is the only skincare item that I'll be sharing with you today. And it's the Youth to the People Super Clay Power Mask. I love this. Again, you will have seen this in previous favorites videos from this year. I really loved using this in the summertime when my skin was a bit more oily. It just is a really nice, gentle clay mask that helped rebalance my skin a bit. It never felt drying and never felt cloying. It's just a really good clay mask. It's gentle but effective. So if you are somebody that enjoys a clay mask, definitely recommend this, especially if you're living in a warmer climate. Let's talk about hair. Now, I am cheating a little bit because I have 3 hair care products, but one of them is a very, very recent Sephora discovery that when I shared that I bought it on Instagram, a lot of you wanted my feedback on it. A lot of you also said that you use it and you love it, and it's the Olaplex Blonde Enhancer Shampoo. So this is the Olaplex shampoo with extra purple pigment, and this is very purple. It's probably the most pigmented violet shampoo I've ever used. It has a very pleasant fruity scent, and it delivers. It did a really beautiful job at, toning my hair. I love the fact that you only really have to leave it in for one to 3 minutes. You can leave it on for longer if you want a stronger toning power, but just leaving this in for, a couple of minutes gave me the same toning effect as I get when I use the Christophe Robin Baby Blonde Mask. So this shampoo is actually more purple than the Christophe Robin Baby Blonde Mask. It's a bit more intense. But with that being said, I am going to be repurchasing the Christophe Robin Baby Blonde Hair Mask too, just because I love the way this makes my hair feel. Every time I use this, it just feels like a treat. My hair feels so soft and so smooth, so silky. I adore the smell of this. This is just one of my favorite hair masks of all time. I love the experience of applying this. This is great for when I don't have the time to go through the whole process, but this is nice to have as a treat. So I just wanted to let you know that I still love this. I still recommend this. If you've never tried this would be a good time to try it. They also sell a smaller pack of it if you don't want to splurge for the full size. I love both, so if you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of time, maybe you already have a hair mask in your cupboard that you love using and you're just on the lookout for a new shampoo, you just want something that gets the job done quick, the Olaplex is really good. But if you want more of a special treat, maybe if your hair is really dry, and if you love the scent of violets, give this a go. I have to mention the Olaplex bonding oil. This is something that is in my Sephora sale cart. I will be buying a replenishment of this because this is one of my favorite hair care products. I use this maybe 3 to 4 times a week, and I go through one of these things a year. One of these things, even though they're small, it does last me a long time. I have very fine, thin hair, so I don't need a lot. I literally just use like 3 drops, and I apply it in my ends in between washes. So usually, you know, I wait maybe 3-4 days in between hair washes, so I just do some dry shampoo on my roots. I apply this oil through my ends, and it just keeps my ends really nice and healthy. This also has heat protectant in it, so when I'm traveling, this is the only hairstyling product I take with me. It's super, super convenient, and then I just, you know, I can use this as my leave-on heat protectant treatment, and I just use it on damp hair, then I blow dry my hair. So I love this, and this is something that is in my Sephora cart. The next item is also in my Sephora cart, and I don't have one physically here to show you, but it's one of the best fancy bath products I've ever used. I'm not sure if I mentioned it on my channel before. I tried to buy it last year, but for the Sephora sale, but it was just out of stock, and anytime I remembered to get it, I was unable to find it. This year, it came back in stock on Sephora, so I'll definitely be buying another bottle, and it's the Fresh Sake Bath. If you've never tried this, and if you're somebody that likes taking baths, add this to your cart. It is insanely expensive, I know. This is why it's something that I usually buy around the holidays. It's like a nice holiday treat for Michael and I. We both love taking baths in the wintertime. We both love this product, and we both agree that out of all the fancy bath products we've tried, this is the best one. It makes the water moisturizing, but it doesn't leave like an oily residue on the tub. I don't have to start, you know, busting out the cleaning products after I'm done taking the bath. And it has a very, very rich but very thin foam. It's beautiful. It smells so good. I can't say enough good things about it. Yeah, hopefully it stays in stock, because it's been, I don't know if they're having stock issues or something. It just has been really hard for me to buy and hard for me to find over the last year and a half or so. Next, let's move on to lips, and I just have to give this one to the Makeup Forever Artist Pencil in Endless Cacao. I have used this every single day since I bought it, either on my eyes or on my lips, or both. Today, I'm just wearing it on my lips. It doesn't, you know, you don't have to use this with a nude lip. It's like a taupey color. It can look quite intimidating, but you know, you can definitely sheer it out. You can lighten it up depending on how much pressure you're applying. It makes such a beautiful eyeliner color, and it's just such a great product if you want to add dimension to your lips. And then the other lip product, this was like my summer favorite. I haven't been using it as much now getting into fall and winter, because I've kind of been in like a matte, bold lip mood, but I do have to give a shout out to the Fenty Heat. The Fenty Gloss Bomb Heat. This is the plumping version of the Fenty Gloss Bomb, and this was the first color that they came with. It was called Hot Cherry, but now they have it in different colors. I love this formula. I love a plumping lip gloss. It's got that like cinnamon warm lip gloss tingle to it. It smells really good, has a really nice cherry scent, kind of reminds me of the Tom Ford Lost Cherry perfume. This is a swatch of it, and I loved wearing this in the summertime with Makeup Forever 3C lip liner. It was such an amazing combination. Almost feels like a nourishing lip oil on the lips, and I love the plumping effect too. So love, love, love this stuff. And how many times am I going to say love? Love, love, love. The Fenty Skin Tint, because this is one of my favorite base product discoveries of the year, and it's something that you can buy at Sephora. Love this stuff. I use shade number 6. It's a perfect color match for me, and it's great. I think, again, if you're somebody with oily combination skin and you want something that's really light coverage but has really nice lasting power, give this a try. It's very, very good. Next up, we have a concealer, and this is the Lancome Tanti Doll All Over concealer. This was a new release from this year, and you know that Lancome Tanti Doll Ultra is one of my all-time favorite foundations. I really love this, and it's funny because the first time I used this, when I put it on, I was like, this really reminds me of something. This really reminds me of Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer. Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer is like one of my top 5 favorite concealers of all time. You know how much I love that stuff. I've been talking about it ever since it launched. I instantly loved this because it reminded me of the Giorgio Armani. Then I went online, and Giorgio Armani and Lancome are owned by the same they're owned by the same parent company. So I went online and I looked at the ingredients, comparing the concealers, and they are very, very, very similar. The Lancome has 3 added plant extracts, and the Armani Power Fabric has vitamin E. So that's the only difference I was able to find in terms of the ingredients. They're very, very similar in the way that they perform. With the Lancome, you get double the product and it's less expensive than the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric. So if you are a fan of Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Concealer, check out Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear. It's pretty much the same thing and you get to save a bit of money. For shade comparisons, I actually have, I have this in 2 shades. I use the shade that I am in the Lancome Teint Idole foundation most of the time is 230 Buff W. Sometimes in the middle of winter, the shade 210, I think it's called Natural. That one works for me too. So these 2 concealers, I can make both of them work really, but you see here 250 has a yellow undertone, and then 215 has more of a neutral peachy undertone. Both of these work for me. Depends on the vibe that I'm going for really. If I want to just brighten my under eyes and the center of my face, I will go in with 250. That's what I did today. Something that I would recommend going in the store, that's what I did. I went in and I just put a whole bunch, I put the foundation shade on my hand, and then I put a whole bunch of the concealers on my hand and I let them dry out, because as they dry down, like the colors will get a little bit darker. That's how I made the decision regarding the colors that will work for me. But really, really wonderful, wonderful product. So was very happy to discover that one. This has been my favorite mascara that I've tried this year, and it's Lancome Lash Idole. This is a beautiful, beautiful mascara. If you're somebody that wants a good all-arounder, it does a really nice job of lifting the lashes, it separates, it lengthens, it volumizes. It's not the most volumizing mascara I've ever used. If you want that amped up volume, you can build it up in a couple of coats and then you will get more volume. I love the fact that this doesn't smudge. If you are on the hunt for a new mascara, this would be a great one to pick up. Next up, I have the Tower 28 cream blushes. These rocked my world this year. I have 3 of them. The first one I bought was Happy Hour. Then I bought Golden Hour and Rush Hour. I want to buy Magic Hour in the sale. It's like a neutral, like a nudie pink color, and I'm almost out of my Bobbi Brown cream blush from my Project Pan. So that is something that's in my cart and something that I recommend. I absolutely love these blushes. I'm wearing a little bit of Golden Hour mixed with Happy Hour today. It's such a beautiful formula. It never feels sticky, doesn't feel heavy. Also looks really beautiful on the lips. It's perfect. And I know people with dry skin that love this blush formula. I have oily combination skin and I love this blush formula. If you haven't checked these out, definitely check them out because they are so beautiful. I love all the colors that they have too. The other thing that is in my Sephora cart is the Tom Ford Eye Defining Pen. I don't have it physically here to show you because it's something that I owned in the past. I absolutely love, and it's something that I want in my life again. I've tried so many liquid liners over the years and that one is still my favorite. It's the best one that I've ever tried. It makes winged liner so easy. And I love the fact that it lasts like over a year and it doesn't dry out. So that is a huge, huge selling point because I like to dabble. I go through phases with wing liner. It's not something that I reach for on a regular basis, and I find a lot of the ones that I've tried, even though I liked them, they just dry out fast. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about is fragrance. I actually just talked about my current favorite fragrances in my last favorites video. I will link that below because I'm pretty sure all the ones that I mentioned you can buy at Sephora. I do love fragrance discovery sets at this time of year, and I kind of rounded up my favorites. So the ones that I would suggest if you're maybe getting started into fragrance, or you're like me and you just want to smell everything and want to wear everything and you'd like to change it up, I think discovery sets are such a great way to kind of keep things fun and interesting, and you don't have to commit to a super expensive bottle of perfume. Tom Ford has a really, really great discovery set this season. That's kind of how I discovered the Tom Ford fragrance years and years ago. I bought a Tom Ford discovery set. It had 6 little baby bottles, like 12 milliliter bottles of, I think at the time they only had those 6 fragrances, so it was a long time ago. And that's how I got acquainted with the brand, and that's how I fell in love. My other favorite fragrance brands that have really great discovery sets at Sephora right now are Maison Margiela, Atelier Cologne, and Jo Malone. I think especially if you are into like lighter citrusy florals, Jo Malone and Atelier Cologne would be right up your street. I think it's such a great way to discover different fragrances, and you can also layer them to a bunch of them together and see, kind of make up your own concoction. I'm going to stop blabbing now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know what's in your Sephora cart. What I love about this time of year is that for a brief moment in time, to me, it feels like the old school YouTube beauty and like blogging beauty community. It feels like olden times, like that excitement, even though, you know, the discounts aren't that great. Shopping at Sephora isn't what it used to be. It's still, it kind of makes me feel really nostalgic for those old blogging days. And I love knowing what people are getting. I love texting my friends and being like, hey, send me a screenshot of your Sephora cart. I want to know what's in it. So let me know what's in your Sephora cart. I let you know what's in mine. I hope you're having a really great day, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.